All right. We're approaching the home stretch. We've almost made it to our goal, to the Seraphs. Uh, the gang is unfortunately, they have been captured by Damien and his Drakeen. And they are being marched through the hot wastelands of the Drakeen. They are being marched in the right direction. They're heading towards a Jugger camp, whatever that is, instead of to Blackhand. So could be worse. Also, certainly could be better. They're currently in the. They're passing the left gate towards the Juggers, and Marcus, let me tell you, is not having it. He is not having a good time, and he's just yelling. He is just making a big old ruckus. He's like, man, why am I even here? I'm sick and tired of this stupid stuff. He's like, all these weird, stupid animals walking me around. And like, look at these guys. Look at their long, like, face with the teeth. So, out of the 12 races, these things I've seen so far, y'all are definitely the ugliest. I can't stand it anymore. And Damien's like, silence! Stop talking! But Marcus, of course, doesn't start talking. He's like, man, I shouldn't even be a part of this. Jacob, this is your fault. Because you let that stupid bird get away. He told Blackhand, he told everybody that we're here. I wouldn't have to be here if we had just killed the bird. And, I wouldn't even have to be here if not for you, Jacob. You know what? Let me go. I'm not the one that you want. Anyways, the one that you want is... Bang! Damien whacks Marcus right in the head with his big old fist. It's like, somebody gag him. Tired of hearing him talk. Let's keep moving. Which is awfully convenient because the Drakeen don't know about Jacob. They think that they're escorting Xerxes and a bunch of his allies. They don't really know that Jacob is some sort of like powerful guy. They just think they've caught Xerxes, the king, who is also a powerful guy, powerful member of the resistance. And they don't really understand what they're carrying. Well, Marcus gets gagged, and you can still hear him yelling. Jacob's just thinking about how hot it is. He is just trying to move on. Doesn't really have a plan. What plan you get it? They're all like cuffed behind their back, marching with. I mean, like, even if they were to escape, like, what are they gonna do? Like, there's maybe like 20 of these Drakeen. They've got like guns. Jacob's like a kid. What is he gonna do? But Addison, however, seems to be like whispering to Ellie. Nobody has noticed this except for, it seems, Jacob. He's right behind her, but he's like fidgeting with Ellie. And they finally walk far enough away from the wall. They're supposedly getting close to the portal, and all of a sudden, Ellie whoosh flies up into the air. Jacob sees like the rope holding her down, like on the floor. Apparently Addison did something. But now Ellie's like flying around. And all the guards immediately, they pull out their guns, they aim at her, the couple take shots, but Ellie like definitely spirals away, doesn't get hit. So Damien, these guys also have wings. They're like little dragon guys. But Damien calls to Ellie. He's like, you there, captain of the Queen's Guard, I hear. A ferocious fighter, Ellie. I have a deal for you. A duel. You and me. My swords versus whatever you would like. If I win, you come down here. We keep going on our way. But if you win, I'll let you and all of your friends free. Jacob's like, holy. This Damien guy must be pretty confident because I've seen Ellie fight. Ellie's insane. Well, we'll see how this goes. Ellie accepts. And Damien tells the rest of his men to stand down. They go into they got this box filled with all their weapons, with everything. They get out Ellie's staff with the spear with the replaceable heads, and they stand still in the hot, fiery nether of Drakeen. And and they prepare to fight, Ellie and Damien. So they're standing, and they go whack, 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 whack. It looks pretty evenly matched so far. Whenever Ellie, like, it seems like she's gonna get like a stab in, Damien like blocks with his wings. His wings are huge, and whenever like the spear point hits the wings, nothing happens. Ned, the person who made the stab, is like watching this. He's really interested on how these wings are like indestructible. And it seems like Damien's like not special. Maybe all the Drakian's wings are just very strong. But they're fighting. They haven't taken flight yet. They're still on the ground. But Damien with his two swords, whacking, blocking with his wings, is pretty intense. Ellie eventually figures out that she's not getting anywhere like this. So she takes to the sky. And Damien quickly follows her. Now they're flying around. Jacob's watching this like crazy acrobatic show, honestly. It's obvious here that Ellie is a much better flyer. She's like doing like little spins, quick U-turns, and Damien has to like glide and slowly turn to like catch up with her. But still, whenever Ellie like dives in at her, Damien can just shift his wings, block the hit. So nothing's really happening. Nobody's landing any like hurtful blows. Until eventually, Ellie like dives down at Damien and then quickly flips upside down as she's falling and stabs right where Damien's wing connects to his body. And there it seems to hit. Damien like lets out a growl and like falls to the ground, lands on one of his other wings, and it seems like struggles to get back up. You know, all the gang's like cheering except for Marcus, who's like, but Damien's not done yet. He's now standing with one wing like kind of flopped down. But Ellie's like circling, hoping that Damien will try to like fly again. But Damien's learned his lesson. He is not as good as a flyer, so Ellie has to land. He can't just wait him out because she needs to win. Damien could lose Ellie, but Ellie needs to save her friend. So she has to come down and once again fighting on the ground. And with Damien with only one wing, Ellie seems to have the upper hand. But still, like, really can't land anything substantial. There's a couple, like, scrapes or whatever, but nothing really is getting done. And the battle just keeps going on. It's been like 15, 20 minutes. They must both be getting really tired. And Ellie especially, because of how hot it is in this stupid cave. But Damien just keeps wearing down on her over and over again. And the ground is all like rocky. And Ellie seems to be having like a hard time like finding her footing. But Damien, who's used to it, is not. And it just like a relentless onslaught of Damien's two swords. And Ellie's starting to wear out trying to block. Ellie does sneak in a good stab into Damien's leg, pulls out her staff, whips a new spear point in. But it's just not enough. Damien is just relentless until eventually Damien knocks the spear out of Ellie's hand, steps on her wing, and pins her down. And it looks like he's ready. He's got Ellie right where he wants him. And he puts his swords away. He's like, "It was an honor to duel you. You did a fantastic job. I fear I would not have won if I were not in my own element, but won I did nonetheless. Guards, tend to her wounds. And God, tend to mine as well. And, of course, cuff her again." And Jacob is very sad. The whole gang is sad. You know, the Drakian like cheering, like, "Woo, Damien, let's go, my guy." Damien's having none of it. So she fought well. It was an honor to fight with the Queen's Guard. And Ellie's like, "It was an honor to fight with you as well." And Jacob's like, "All right, it's an honor, but you lost. And it's great." God, get me out of here, dude. The good news is, after the wounds are tended, they finally get finish marching. They're out of this stupid Drakian cave. They head to the land of the Juggers. Through the portal they go, and they come into this giant. They seem to be on this like wooden platform of a giant tree, huge tree. There's like big old vines going down, leaves that are big. Jacob like looks down, does not see a floor. He sees like clouds, Maybe there's a floor down there, but he doesn't see them. All he sees is this like rain forest area, everything oversized, lots of big fruits, big leaves, big trees, and there's like drawbridges going from tree to tree. And some of them go like through trees, and you have these like giant vines tying the drawbridges together. Nowhere near as hot. It's kind of nice, pretty humid though, but they keep moving. And night starts to fall. They're just heading through the trees towards this jugger camp. They decide to stop on another big wooden platform for the night. Everybody lays down to go to sleep. But Damien walks up to like two other guards and he's like, I have received a message from Darius. I need to head back to the Drakean capital and deal with the Black Hand. Apparently something has come up. Might know that we're escorted. I don't know, but you two are in charge. I need to leave. So he leaves. And these two Drakean start like taking guard or watching around. And one of them like looks at the other and he's like, did you hear what those three, we got the Elowir, Xerxes is a Xerxes, but what are those three guys? Like, I've never seen anything like that, The other guy's like, yeah, I don't know, I haven't seen anything either, but it doesn't matter. Damien said it doesn't matter, we're gonna escort them to the camps, that's all that matters. And the other guy's like, well, I heard that's what the White Prince, that's what he looks like. You think he works with them? You think he's like one of those guys? And the other guy's like, dude, I don't care. Maybe they're the same race. I'm a bit curious about what the White Prince is. I've never seen. Maybe they're just really big nymphs. The nymphs look like that, right? You're like, no, man, he's way too big to be nymphs. These are something else. Do you think that they're gods? And the other guy's like, no. If they're gods and we manage to catch them, I mean, Damien's pretty good, but they're definitely not gods. It's like, well, where have the gods been? The gods all disappeared when the White Prince came. I heard a rumor. Oh, you and your rumors. No, I heard a rumor that the White Prince killed the gods. You ever think about that? The gods suddenly disappear right when the White Prince appears. That's a little suspicious, don't you think? And he's like, man, I don't know. You're like, man, you should be like a poet or something, coming up with all this, like a scholar. You need to join the Seraphs. Read the books, come up with all these crazy ideas. Like, you really think I could be a scholar? No, dude, shut up. We need to be keeping guard, okay? All right? I don't know where the gods went. I don't know what these guys are. It's not my place to know. My place is to escort them for King Darius. You understand? It's like, yeah, all right. Jacob's like, what? The gods disappeared? What is going on? What even are these gods? Storm? My dad? He's gone? So none of this makes any sense, man. But Jacob goes to sleep. And he wakes up to like monkey noises. He's like, but it's like scary. It's like howling, like ooh, 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 ooh. And people are like slowly starting to wake up, and it gets louder and louder. These monkey noises, this howling, and it's coming from everywhere. And like two guards who are arguing before it, they've got their guns out. They're like, who goes there? And all of a sudden, like swinging from a vine, wow! This half monkey, half goat man swings and like knocks one of the guards off the platform, and then another vine comes swinging down, and these guys are all dressed in like leafy clothes as well. They're like camouflage or something. Some of them just jump they jump from the trees, and they're like spiraling down. They're like rocked up in the ball, and they land, and they're all going crazy, and they're like using their horns, and they're throwing the Drakean off, and the Drakean are like trying to fight, but there's so many of them. And all of a sudden, one like comes out and they get Jacob and they get the others. They're like, "Come on, let's go, let's go." One person gets all the like stuff, all these juggers. They're everywhere, and the Drakeen are trying to fight, but they can't. They can't. They're being overtaken. And so one of the juggers like grabs Jacob, grabs the vine, and they swing away. And then he looks around and he sees like lots of people swinging away. Ellie's like flying with them. It seems like Ra's got his gauntlets back. He's like Spider-Man across the trees. Jacob like looks back and it seems like the Drakeen are actually doing better than they thought. They're now starting to win against the Juggers. Surprise had them messed up, but the Drakeen are coming back. But it doesn't matter now because they're escaping. Jacob like with his like right before he makes a big turn behind a big leaf, he sees like point blank into a Jugger's face with a gun. It's like, oh my god. But yeah, now they're just swinging away. And Jacob's like, yo, who are you guys? And then Jugger's like, we're part of the resistance. The Drakeen have been oppressing us. And we're trying to fight back. And we heard that from a source that you guys were being held captive. And Jacob's like, you have a source? And the guy's like, yeah. We have friends within the Drakeen. Not everybody is so keen on Darius. Like, yeah, whatever. That's great. And the Jugger's like, we were told especially to get you. Son of Storm, we believe in your cause. Jacob's like, you guys know about me? The Drakeen don't even know about me. How do you know about me? And they're like, we have our sources, man. Here we go. And they keep swinging. Finally, they land in like some sort of like Jugger village. Another like big wooden treetop area. And there they spend the night. It's been a long. Well, not they spend the night. They rest. They eat some food. And the Jugger's like, we're really close to the portal to the nymphs. We can lead you there. Just know that we will be waiting for you, Son of Storm. Return to us and help us fight against the Drakeen. Jacob's like, yeah, totally. I got you. But as they're resting, they're like at this like Jugger camp. Jacob like walks up to Ellie. He's kind of nervous because Ellie's like scary. He's like, hey, you fought admirably. Thank you for trying to fight for us. And Ellie's like, she's like immediately like bows, like, I'm so sorry that I failed you. Please forgive me. I was out of my element. I am so ashamed. And Jacob's like, stop, please. You did great. You're great. You know, come on. And Ellie's like, thank you for forgiving me. I will continue to train so not to let you down again. And it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But thank you. You don't have to like be like overly formal with me. We're friends, you know. I would do the same for you, maybe. I don't know, man. Jacob's not very good at talking to bird women. It doesn't matter. They move on. They get out. And they head into the world of the nymphs. So I can move this arrow. And Xerxes is like, hey guys, I just want you to be prepared for what you're going to see here. It might not, it's not going to be pretty. You're like, what? I mean, I've been through some pretty tough stuff here. It's probably not going to be too bad, but Xerxes just like, prepare yourself. And so they walk into the world of the nymphs. And this place, it's pretty simple. It's pretty nice. It's just like a forest. Nothing crazy about it. Like this could be back home on Earth. Got some trees, got some rocks. They're walking through and they find this like village where the nymphs live. Jacob's like, all right, I heard the nymphs were like little kids, like Blackhand. Let's see what we got. And they there's nobody in the village. And they're like looking around, like Xerxes is like, just be prepared. And that's when they like start to see it. Like the the houses, they're like little mud cabins. They're not very like lush or anything, but a lot of them were completely destroyed. Like demolished. They've like been completely knocked down. Some of them it looks like they've been like disintegrated or something. There's no idea what's going on. And like scattered around seem to be like the remains of the nymphs. We've got like bones in some places. Some are like really scorched, destroyed. It's really eerie because they look like children's bones, just scattered around. And Jake was like, "Oh my god! Like what happened here?" And Xerxes is like, "We don't know. This just ever since sometime around maybe when the White Prince appeared, we feel that Black Hand has to have something to do with it. I being the only surviving nymph that we know of, but nobody ever explored before the White Prince appeared, before Xander, and now no one's ever seen the nymphs. But this is all we have. This is all we know." And Marcus is like looking. He's not gagging anymore, by the way. He's like looking around at these nymphs. He seems like really torn up about it. But yeah, the village is pretty small. The nymphs, and Xerxes says this is all of them. Nymphs is easily the smallest race out of the 12, but all the houses are destroyed. There's bones everywhere. It seems like Black Hand is the only surviving nymph, and no one knows why. But they make their way through, and they finally get to the last gate in between what they're waiting for. Jacob's like, "So the Seraphs, right? They've been locked off from the rest of the world. No one knows what happened to them." Xerxes is like, "Yeah. The prophecy says that once the Son of Storm appears, the gates will open." And Jacob's like, "Yeah, okay. So, but like, just out of curiosity, like, what if, let's just say that I'm not the Son of Storm, right? Like maybe like something happened. Like, what would happen in that case?" And Xerxes is like laughs off. He's like, "Well, then I assume the gate wouldn't open, and we'd be stuck looking for something new. But if you aren't the Son of Storm, then that would mean that Xander, the White Prince, made a mistake. And let me tell you, from my experience, that probably didn't happen. So you have nothing to be afraid of. We're gonna open that gate. We're gonna get you Storm's sword, and we're gonna take back. We're gonna avenge the nymphs. We're gonna take this back." Jacob's like, "Okay." He's not too confident, but they go to the portal and they walk out into this like giant temple area. It's like big old columns, statues. There's like paintings across the wall. There's these like weird glowing lights. It looks like metal canisters with like crystals in them that are glowing. There's a statue for each of the 4 gods. There's one that Jacob assumes is Storm, and these like huge statues, and it's just like a big guy with a beard, and he's got his sword. There's the flaming deer of Flare. There's the frost giant for Frost, and like a golem looking figure in the corner for Stone. And we've got like carvings on the walls of different, I guess, myths about the gods. We have Stone like forming the races out of like stone, and we have like Frost like creating. It looks like he's just like kind of creating like the brain, maybe like the mind. He's like kind of like magic. Each of the gods like adding something to these people until finally Storm like breathing into their mouth and they like come alive, and all these paintings like that. And all the way far across the room are these steps. And on top of the steps is a giant metal gate, completely like sealed, and sitting at the steps of the gate is Black Hand.